over the 4x4 Colorado Nimbus. And in that video, I went over some of the pros and cons and some initial thoughts that I had about the tent. But I ended up that video saying that I was going to take a trip down to California, Mount Shasta area to be exact. I wanted to visit one of my favorite waterfalls and arguably one of my favorite places in the United States, and that's Burney Falls. While doing so, I go out and explore some of the wonders of Oregon and a very unique campsite that I found. I also found some really good pizza. Well, actually, I didn't really find the pizza. Somebody told me about it, but I went to a pretty good pizza spot. But anyways, gonna finish editing some more photos of the cherry blossoms. They're blooming and they're probably on its way out of the bloom now, so it's getting a little earlier into April. But after I'm done editing, gonna start packing and then we'll be on our way. So after I'm done packing and everything, I went out straight into Oregon, and I found out about this place kind of a while back. Every time I go there, the owner always greets me, we kind of like small talk about some things, and he always leaves off by saying that I could stay there and camp on his property. He also would mention that I could stay there as long as I want. So this place is called the Airplane Home, or at least it's called the Airplane Home on Google Maps. So the owner, he's an electrical engineer. His name is Bruce Campbell. He bought the place for $100,000 and moved it into his undeveloped property in Hillsboro. He's hands down one of the nicest person I've ever met. His thought process on how he chose a plane to live in and everything. So if you do go there, he'll give you a tour and everything all for free. He's a very interesting person. He loves to talk. He loves to talk about the story of getting the plane there, all that stuff. And so if you do go there, ask him about it. He's very welcoming and very inviting. So yeah, I mean, he lets people stay on his property. He lets people camp there overnight for free. He's got a lot of amenities there. So if you had like a battery bank, like what I do with the Jackery, there's outlets outside that you can use to charge up. But yeah, super chill dude, super cool place. So gonna continue to make my way down. The end destination is still California, so I'm gonna find something else to do while I'm down here in Oregon. It's hard not to go to Silver Falls State Park, and if you guys don't know what Silver Falls State Park is, it's a trail of 10 waterfalls, and you can do the giant loop, which I'm not going to do today. I'm just going to check out 2 of the falls, but yeah, I'll show you guys around, show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so North Falls is a pretty short hike, roughly around 0.3 miles. Out of all the waterfalls you'll encounter at Silver Falls State Park, this is one of my favorites. Pro tip, if you are there, take a photo in panoramic mode. You get a really cool shot. It looks like an eye. I did this with the DJI Pocket 3 in the panoramic mode. So give that a try, see how it looks, see how it turns out. So South Falls is actually one of my favorite waterfalls, just in general in Oregon. And in fact, I think it's one of the most photogenic waterfalls, or most photographic waterfall in Oregon, besides Multnomah Falls. It's actually the tallest waterfall at Silver Falls State Park and probably the most visited. So it's about 240 feet tall and it ranges around 1.6 miles round trip. But yeah, like I said earlier in the video, the Trail 10 Falls in itself is a giant loop. In that trail, you get 10 waterfalls. It's a really fun hike. It's actually a really fun hike to do with the family and kids as well. If you're in Oregon, arguably one of the better places to take a detour, just because you get all the waterfalls in one place. But it was pouring rain out. I mean, it's actually quite obvious that you can tell it's pouring rain out. Walking behind the waterfalls didn't help at all. I like going to state parks or like places that are super popular when it's bad weather, because absolutely nobody was here. That's the pro. The con is that it's bad weather. Silver Falls State Park, really cool place. Definitely check it out as a detour if you guys are ever in the area. But now for me, I'm getting pretty hungry, so I'm gonna go find some food. Also, I didn't pack as well as I thought I did, so I gotta go to the outlet and grab some stuff. Gonna head out. I'll see you guys there. I want to be as close to California as I can possible, and so I'm gonna make the 4-hour drive down south on I-5. I'm gonna continue there. I found camp on I-Overlander. It looks, like I said, promising, but then again, we'll find out. All right, so it looks like the spot that I picked out, the gate is closed, so off to the next spot, which I have not planned out, so I don't know what the next spot is. But just gonna make a quick turn around here. I mean, for the most part, I'm not always up in the rooftop tent. Sometimes I'm out at rest stops, sleeping in the car. And I think that's the best way to do it when you're traveling, especially when you do photography like how I do it, where there are days where I want to sleep at the trail, do a morning hike, do a sunrise hike, or done that many times where I drive home and super tired and just like half awake or falling asleep while I'm on the road. So I'm gonna head out, gonna grab some coffee, and then we'll be out on our way. Seven minutes away. We're almost there. So see you then. Looks like we're here. So just got nice, paid the fee, $10. And I asked at the front gate when the trail closes. They said it's April 1st, give or take. It depends on how much it snows this weekend. So if you guys have never been to Burney Falls, it's a gorgeous place. It's like I said earlier, it's one of my favorite spots. It's sad that they have to close it out, but I think at the end of the day, it's well worth it. They're gonna repair the trails and everything. Yeah, I'm glad I got to see it before it closed. Do actually visit Burney Falls, there's a lot of stuff to do in the area besides that state park. On the way there, there's another pretty cool waterfall. It's called Middle Falls. It's along the McCloud River and probably the best one out of the three, so the lower, middle, and upper falls. Yeah, go to the Middle Falls. It's a giant campground too if you want to camp in the area. I've seen people swim in it. I don't know if you can or not, but I've seen people do it. So not too far away from Burney Falls is actually Lassen National Park. Have not personally been there, but it's a national park, so you can't really go wrong with it. It's within the area, so do go check that one out. I'm actually gonna show you guys some stuff on the 4x4 Colorado Nimbus as well. And stay tuned for that video. I'll do a whole walk around and how I like the tent so far. Spoiler alert, love it so far. But yeah, gonna pack everything up and then we'll head out. So this is the interior of the 4x4 Colorado Nimbus. And as you can tell, there's a lot of windows in here. And I think that's one of the pros, is that there's lots of room for ventilation and there's lots of room for just additional lighting. Especially, I mean, the main concern about rooftop tents is condensation and not having enough airflow. And to be honest, I think that's a concern in the past now. I mean, when rooftop tents first got introduced, maybe that was the case, but nowadays every rooftop tent standard has windows and has a lot of ventilation. They got condensation mats and everything. And so, although it's a concern about rooftop tents, I think that's been resolved. It's very hard to find new rooftop tents without having any condensation mats or large windows that you can prop up. I think one of the other cool things is this skylight right here. And you can zip all of this open and just leave this skylight open. And that's honestly, I think, a very, very underrated feature. So here's that. And then this extra skylight is super nice when it comes to, you know, wanting to wake up in the morning, except you don't want all that light coming into the tent. Open up the skylight. It's got a bug net or netting back here. And the other cool thing about this is if I flip this around, there's a window back here as well. And that's another pro as well on this tent, is this extra foot box in here. Slight change of plans. I'm gonna skip out on the tulip farm right now. I'm actually gonna head out to the gym and shower. So after the gym, I'm actually gonna head into downtown Portland and see if I can grab some food there. But if you guys have any food recommendations when you're in Portland, let me know. I'm always down to check out some stuff. But yeah, so gym, food, and then the tulip farm. This is baby doll pizza. Looks pretty good, not gonna lie. I have more of a giant list of food places in Oregon. I got hit before I go back to this place. But if we're ever gonna get pizza, I'm coming back here. This is the next spot on the list. Sun is kind of going down. I mean, good enough for me to hit up the tulip farm. So that actually will wrap up the entire video. I got to go see Burney Falls, which is a place that just in general, that area, Mount Shasta area, holds kind of a special place in my heart just because of the memories I have from it. So it's always nice to be in that area. Love visiting northern part of California. It's a great place to visit. Very scenic too. Also, Silver Falls State Park is a great place to visit. Every time I go there, depending on the water flow of it, I always get different photos and different footages there. And the tulip farms just in general, like I said earlier, the tulip farms don't bloom for very much or very long. And so catching that when you can is always a nice thing, and always happens for a short amount of period once a year. So definitely had a great time seeing that. This was a fun trip, a lot of fun to kind of get out and explore. In fact, I kind of want to do a lot more of these, and so in my next video I do plan on going out back to Catches Lake. Hopefully it's not winter this time, and hopefully it's not too much snowed in, but I think we have a bigger crew this time. But looking forward to doing that, looking forward to enjoying more of the outdoors. But yeah, stay tuned guys. Oh shit, is it GFC?